Shade is the problem nobody talks about honestly in gardening content. You see all these beautiful garden photos, lush, colorful, full of blooms, and then you look at your yard where the trees cast shadow from morning to afternoon and you think something is wrong with you. Why can't you get it to look like that? I'll tell you what was wrong with me for years. I kept trying to grow sun plants in shade. I'd buy what looked beautiful at the nursery, get it home, plant it under my oak trees, and watch it slowly give up over the following weeks. And I kept thinking, more fertilizer, more water, different spot. It wasn't any of those things. It was the wrong plants. The area under my trees on the east side of our property was a bare dirt embarrassment for 3 years. Nothing grew there. The deer walked through it, the rain compacted it, and it looked neglected no matter what I did. Then I stopped fighting the shade and started working with it. I researched, I planted, I failed a few times, and eventually I built one of the most beautiful parts of our entire homestead. And it almost takes care of itself. These are the 12 perennials I trust for shaded areas with minimal care. And I'll tell you now. Number 3 on this list is the plant that turned that bare dirt disaster under my oaks into something I'm genuinely proud to show people. We're counting down from 12, and I promise it gets better as we go. Number 12, ajuga. If you have a shaded area with bare soil that you want covered quickly, ajuga is your answer. This low-growing ground cover spreads by runners and fills in bare spots under trees rapidly, creating a dense carpet of foliage that crowds out weeds. The foliage comes in dark bronze purple, green, or variegated forms depending on the variety. In spring, small spikes of blue flowers appear. In spring, small spikes of blue, purple, or white flowers appear just above the leaves. Not dramatic, but charming and attractive to early pollinators. Ajuga tolerates dry shade under trees better than almost anything else I grow, which makes it particularly valuable in those impossible spots under established deciduous trees, where root competition makes moisture scarce. It's not completely drought-proof once established, but it handles the dry shade challenge better than most. The one thing to know, in humid climates, ajuga can develop crown rot during wet summers. Space plants for good air circulation and choose a spot where water doesn't pool. Zones 3 through 9. Fast-spreading, deer-resistant, and it handles conditions that would defeat most plants, a practical first choice for a difficult shaded area. Number 11. Tiarella. Tiarella is a native woodland plant, and that tells you everything you need to know about how well it handles shade. It evolved specifically for life under a forest canopy. It's one of the most naturally suited plants for the conditions most of us are trying to garden in. The foliage is beautiful, heart-shaped, often with attractive dark patterning along the veins, and it stays evergreen in milder climates. In spring, it sends up airy spikes of white or pink flowers that float above the leaves like foam, which is exactly where the name comes from. I use Tiarella as a middle layer plant, shorter than hostas and astilbe, taller than ajuga, and it fills that middle space in a shade planting beautifully. It spreads slowly by stolons to form a colony over time, which means it eventually covers ground and suppresses weeds without becoming invasive. It wants consistent moisture more than some others on this list. Dry shade is a challenge for it, so I keep it closer to areas where I can supplement with water. Zones 4 through 9. Native, beautiful, shade-adapted, and completely deer-resistant, a refined plant for a woodland garden. Number 10. Pulmonaria. Pulmonaria is one of those plants that rewards you early in the season when you need it most. It blooms in March and April, some of the earliest flowers in the shade garden, and the silver-spotted foliage is handsome through the entire season. The flowers are interesting. They start as pink or red buds and change to blue or purple as they open, so a single plant often shows 2 colors simultaneously. The foliage, large, rough, silver-spotted on green, is the real long-season asset. It expands after bloom and covers ground through summer and fall. And it's completely deer-resistant because of its rough texture. Deer don't like putting their tongues on it. Pulmonaria does need moisture. It's not a plant for dry shade. It wants consistent moisture, and it'll reward you with foliage that looks fresh all season. Zones 3 through 8. Early blooming, interesting foliage, deer-resistant. One of the best early season plants for a shaded border. Number 9. Brunera. Brunera is sometimes called the shade gardener's best friend, and once you grow it, you'll understand why. The variety Jack Frost has large, heart-shaped leaves covered in silver with green veining. Stunning foliage that brightens a dark corner. In spring, it blooms with tiny bright blue flowers that look remarkably like forget-me-nots, delicate, charming, and produced in abundance. Brunera is tolerant of dry shade once established. Not as tough as epimedium, but significantly more capable than many shade perennials. It's also slug-resistant, which is meaningful in a shaded garden where slugs are often the main pest. I grow Jack Frost in my shadiest spots specifically because the silver foliage acts almost like a mirror. It reflects whatever light is available. Zones 3 through 8. Minimal care, beautiful foliage, and it handles the challenging combination of shade and drought better than most. Number 8. Bleeding Heart. Bleeding Heart is one of those plants that people respond to emotionally. The arching stems are just deeply beautiful. The classic Dicentra spectabilis blooms in spring with large pink or white hearts hanging from arching wands. It thrives in conditions others can't. After bloom, it goes dormant in summer heat, which is actually an opportunity. Plant late-season shade perennials around it to fill the gap. The fringed bleeding heart, Dicentra eximia, is a different story. It blooms from spring through fall and handles heat much better. This is the one I grow most now. It's a longer season plant with finer ferny foliage that stays attractive even when it's not blooming. Both are deer resistant because of alkaloid content, both are beautiful, and both ask very little of you once they're in the right spot. Zones 3 through 9 for most varieties. Classic beauty, long history in American shade gardens, and genuinely minimal care once established. Number 7. Ligularia. This one is for gardeners who want drama in their shade planting. Ligularia is a bold, large-foliaged plant. It makes a strong statement. The leaves can be enormous, deeply toothed or kidney-shaped, and some varieties have striking purple-black foliage. In late summer, Ligularia sends up tall spikes of yellow or orange daisy flowers, providing color when most shade plants have finished blooming. The catch, Letiaz, and this is a real one, is moisture. Ligularia is not a plant for dry shade. It wilts dramatically in afternoon heat. In those conditions, it looks terrible by midday, even if it recovers at night. Plant it in consistently moist soil, ideally near a water feature. I grow it along a shaded section of our small stream, and it's one of the most impressive plants on the property. In the right conditions, it's spectacular. Zones 4 through 8. Bold, dramatic, late blooming. If you have a consistently moist shaded area, don't overlook this one. Now I want to stop for a second and tell you something important. Everything I've shared so far is good. Reliable, tested, worth growing. But the next 5 plants are what I consider the core of a truly resilient shade garden. These are the ones that handle the worst conditions, ask the least of you, and still deliver year after year. And number 3, I've been building to it the whole video, is the plant that made the impossible area under my oaks finally come alive. Stay with me. Number 6, Solomon's Seal. Solomon's Seal is one of the most elegant native woodland plants, and it's about as low maintenance as a perennial gets. The arching stems, which can reach 2 to 4 feet depending on variety, carry pairs of smooth oval leaves with small white bellflowers hanging beneath them in spring. After the flowers, the plant develops blue-black berries that birds love. The foliage stays clean all season and turns clear yellow in fall. The variegated form Polygonatum odoratum variegatum adds white edges to the leaves and is arguably one of the most beautiful foliage plants for shade. Solomon's Seal spreads slowly by rhizomes to form colonies over time. Established colonies are virtually maintenance-free. They handle dry shade, they handle root competition from trees, they never get diseased or troubled by pests, and deer almost never touch them. They handle dry shade, they handle root competition, they never get diseased or troubled by pests, and deer almost never touch them. If you have a large shaded area to fill and you want something that gradually takes care of itself, plant Solomon's Seal in a large drift and walk away. In 5 years, it will have transformed that space. Zones 3 through 8. Native, elegant, deer-resistant, and genuinely effortless. Number 5, Astilbe. Astilbe is the queen of the shade flower garden. When it blooms, the feathery plumes are unlike anything else. The feathery plumes of red, pink, white, or lavender flowers stand upright and are dramatic. They even dry in place for extended fall interest. The foliage is also excellent. Dark green, deeply cut, fern-like, and attractive before and after bloom. Even when it isn't flowering, it's a good-looking plant. The one requirement is moisture. Astilbe does not tolerate dry shade. It needs consistent moisture to thrive. In a damp bed, it's exceptional. By choosing varieties that bloom at different times, early, mid, and late season, you can have Astilbe in flower from June through September. Zones 3 through 8. When moisture is available, this is the most visually impactful shade perennial you can grow. Number 4. Ferns. I'm grouping ferns as a category because they collectively solve so many shade garden problems. Native ferns, ostrich fern, cinnamon fern, Christmas fern, autumn fern are all adapted to woodland conditions. They handle shade and root competition. Ostrich fern is the showiest. The tall, vase-shaped fronds can reach 5 feet in moist conditions, and they look genuinely tropical. Christmas fern is the toughest. It's evergreen and handles dry shade. Autumn fern has coppery new growth that's gorgeous in spring. I use ferns as a backbone in my shade plantings. They provide the vertical interest and lush texture that everything else grows out from. Combined with hostas, astilbe, and the other plants on this list, they create a shade garden that looks intentionally designed. Deer avoid most ferns. They're long-lived, spreading slowly to fill space, and ask almost nothing of you once established. Number 3, epimedium. This is the one. If you remember nothing else from this video, remember this plant. Epimedium is the single most capable ground cover for difficult dry shade under established trees, the exact situation that defeats most gardeners. It tolerates dry soil, root competition, heavy shade, and neglect in ways that are genuinely remarkable. And once it's established, it spreads slowly and steadily to cover ground and suppress weeds completely. The foliage is semi-evergreen, attractive heart-shaped leaves. In early spring, it produces small but charming flowers in yellow, white, or purple. The reason epimedium is number 3 is what it did for my oak tree area. Under those trees, I had bone-dry, root-filled soil in deep shade. Nothing, and I mean nothing, had worked there for 3 years. I planted epimedium, watered it through the first season, and then left it completely alone. By year 2, it had spread and begun to cover the bare areas. By year 3, that entire zone was carpeted in healthy, weed-free, handsome foliage. It's slow the first couple of years. Don't give up on it. The patience is worth it. Zones 4 through 9. Completely deer-resistant, drought-tolerant once established. The most reliable plant I know for genuinely difficult shade. It's slow the first couple of years. Don't give up on it. The patience is worth it. Completely deer-resistant. The most reliable plant for difficult shade. Number 2, Heuchera. Heuchera has become one of the most popular shade perennials, and for good reason. The foliage range is extraordinary. The foliage comes in colors from lime green to deep burgundy to caramel to silver. It's attractive every single day of the growing season. The flowers appear in late spring and attract hummingbirds reliably, but even without flowers, Heuchera is pulling its weight through foliage color. I use it as a color contrast plant throughout my shade beds. A dark burgundy Heuchera next to a bright variegated hosta creates a combination that looks intentional and sophisticated without requiring any ongoing effort from me. Heuchera handles light to moderate shade well. In deep shade, it tends to stretch and lose its compact form. It needs good drainage. Crown rot in wet winter conditions is the main way to lose it, but in the right spot with reasonable drainage, it's long-lived and essentially maintenance-free. Deer-resistant, hummingbird-friendly, extraordinary foliage range. Zones 4 through 9, one of the most visually rewarding shade perennials. Number 1, hosta. It had to be hosta. There's a reason this plant has been the number 1 shade perennial in America for decades. From miniatures the size of your fist to giants with leaves 3 feet across, from blue-green to yellow-green to white-edged to gold-centered, there is a hosta for every shade situation you will ever encounter. They all share the same core traits. They come back every year, they get bigger and better over time, they need essentially no care. The one significant challenge with hostas is deer and slugs. Deer love hostas. It's their preferred salad ingredient. This is why epimedium, which is completely deer-proof, sits at number 3 on this list. It's my ground-level solution in the highest pressure areas. In areas where deer pressure is manageable, hostas thrive. Where deer pressure is intense, you'll need physical barriers or to accept that deer will graze them. For slugs, and this is a practical homestead solution, I scatter used coffee grounds around the base of hostas in spring. It's not perfect, but it helps. Iron phosphate slug bait is also effective and safe around pets. The summer flowers are attractive and fragrant on many varieties. Guacamole and fragrant bouquet are particularly good smelling. But foliage is the point. Start with a giant blue variety like Halcyon or Blue Angel in the back, a medium variegated one in the middle, and a small gold one in the front. You'll have a shade bed that looks designed in the first year and gets better for the next 20. Building a shade garden that works is one of the most satisfying things I've done on this property. That east side under the oaks, it now looks like something from a garden magazine. And I put in maybe 2 hours of work on it a year now. That's the payoff of getting the right plants in the right place. Shade isn't a problem. It's an opportunity for a completely different kind of beauty. Quieter, cooler, more textural. Lean into it with the right plants and you'll wonder why you ever fought it. Leave a comment below and tell me what your shadiest challenge area looks like. Share your game changers. See you next time.